Lonnie Luchek, Assistant Professor in Animal Science, the Gordon W. Davis Endowed Chair of Meat Judging. Well, Dr. Davis is a legend in the area of meat science and meat judging. He was recently named into the Hall of Fame of meat science, and Dr. Davis was what I consider my meat judging great-grandfather. He coached my coach, who coached another coach, who coached me. He recently just sent me a text about 30 minutes ago that was this long with some details about how to win, who else was going to be competitive, how to coach the kids this week preparing for our international contest. Dr. Davis is an excellent competitor, but he's a great mentor to me, and I'm very, very thankful to have his mentorship.
Ty Lawrence, Professor of Animal Science, Director of the Beef Carcass Research Center, and holder of the Cavaness Davis Distinguished Chair in Meat Science. So the Cavaness family has a long history in the Texas Panhandle. They're a fantastic story of a family that has prospered in the meat and beef industries, and we're so thankful. Lonnie and I are sitting here in the Cavaness Meat Science and Innovation Center, and this room, in fact, this entire floor of the building would not be possible without the donation of the Cavaness family. And they're a continuous supporter of anything that we do in the area of teaching, research, and service to the beef and meat industries. We're extremely fortunate at West Texas A&M to have private funds to allow our students unrivaled opportunities in the world of beef, cattle, pork production, and meat science in general.
I think gifts are so important because I'm a prodigy of gifts. I went to a university where I received multiple scholarships, even from Gordon W. Davis, and I don't think I would be a meat scientist without those gifts.
Teaching, research, and service, that's our core mission, that's our core system. That's what Lonnie and I and our team does every day. These gifts make sure that we're able to continue teaching students.
And although we might be a smaller school than some of these larger agricultural institutions around the country, we have amazing support that allows us to have an extreme meat judging team that's very, very competitive, have an excellent research program, have the Beef Carcass Research Center that other students in other institutions may not have the opportunity to exist in. And as we're seeing increase in student numbers in our college, we see an increase in students that are so excited about meat science. And so we're trying to come up with more hours in our day and more money to try to figure out how to give more students those opportunities.
And these gifts help us get there. These gifts ensure that we are standing in a world-class facility. These gifts ensure that the opportunities continue for our students day in, day out, for decades to come.
I think what people don't realize about our area is how expensive it can be to just teach a lab about meat evaluation. We've got to go and procure an animal and harvest the animal and fabricate the animal and then do something with that product. And so not only do you have to have the money to harvest the animal and purchase the animal, but we've got to have an outlet to get that animal and that product out the door. And so without donor support, we would not be able to do what we do at the level that we do it, and we want to be the absolute best.
A deep look at the entirety of meat production. And the students learn all of the skills needed here to help ensure that process from the time an animal is born until the time it is consumed.
And some people might think, well, what do you do whenever you get a degree in meat science? Are you going to be a USDA grader? Well, not necessarily. We do have students that are out working for USDA as beef graders, but that's a very small percentage of the students that we put out. We can have students that go work in food safety for a large food company. They could go make pet food for a pet food company. They can go sell meat or even other food commodities in the agricultural industry. And so this meat science world and meat science major, animal science major does so much more than just provide students with knowledge about meat, but everything in relation to from farm to finish to the consumer. And people are going to know who WT is, people are going to know our star students, and they're going to want to hire our students because of those opportunities that we're able to give them.
Our goal has always been to put WT on the map of meat science. And for the last 20 years, we've been getting closer and closer and closer and closer. And we're so thrilled to be a part of a team that the Cavanis family and the Davis family have decided to share their wealth and to support as we continue to teach young people the art and the science of meat production.
And I think that's the best part about our program is we're not just in the meat business, but we're in the people business. And we're trying to put out the best young people that we possibly can. And that's whether they go into the meat industry or not. And I think these gifts allow us to give more students the opportunity to grow themselves as meat scientists, but also just grow themselves as young people.